Welcome back, friends, to A Daily Dose of Hope. This is Wednesday, January 13th. We hope this video finds you well wherever you are. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Bill. You know, I love this Daily Dose of Hope because it's a chance for me and you to come hang out with you. And it's a chance it's a daily chance to be encouraged in your lifelong journey of recovery. And I love that we can hang out together, encourage one another, and encourage these guys.
Yeah, it brings me great joy to be a part of this. We're talking this week about the question, will I always be an addict? It's a big question. It's a loaded question. I want to read a scripture to you that was laid on your heart pretty strongly regarding this subject. And it's Philippians 2:13. And it says this in the New Living Translation: "For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him." What's that mean to you, Troy?
So again, back to our theme for the week. I'm going to always struggle with addiction.
Right.
I'm going to always be tempted. My flesh is always trying to pull me in a different direction, to push me off my path of recovery. My flesh does not want me to succeed. God, however, wants me to succeed. So God comes, and by His grace and by His mercy, He sees my weakness. He sees the fact that I'm a child of God struggling daily with addiction. And He comes, and by His grace, He gives me two things. He gives me the desire to want to do the right thing. But you and I both know, Bill, how many times have you and I wanted to do the right thing? You know, here we are at the first of the year. How many of us have made resolution after resolution? I promise this year is going to be different.
Yeah.
So the desire alone, God gives us the desire to do the right thing. God gives us the desire to be sober, to walk with Him, to love others, to let go of bitterness. God gives us all these desires. But desire alone is not enough. And that's what I love about that scripture, because it says, God gives me both the desire and the power to do it. And I think, Bill, what it means to me more than anything is there's hope.
Yeah.
That as I wrestle with sin and I wrestle with temptation, that God's going to come and God's going to help me want to do the right thing. And then if I'll let Him, God's going to give me the power to do the right thing.
On behalf of those watching, and for myself as well, here's the question that I have regarding that statement. I know all too well the desire to do right, the desire to do good things. And every now and then I can feel the power to accomplish stuff, but more often than not I feel powerless. That can't be His fault.
Well, it's not His fault, but we go back to Romans 7, our scripture for yesterday, I believe, and Paul talking about there's this desire, but there's this other law at work within him, the law of sin and death. And it just goes back to, if we trust in and rely on our natural inclinations are going to take us down a certain road. So we must every day rely upon His strength and His power. The verse for this year, that God, the God of all hope, comes and fills us with joy and peace as we trust in Him. You know, it's that whole idea of His power is released as I trust in Him. The harder I try to do it, the more mess I make. The more I trust Him, His power, His strength. So that's the key, Bill. Stop trying so hard and start trusting. And as I trust Him, He will give me not just the desire, but the power to make the right choice.
Man, that's a good word. And it's a paradox for all of us. Abiding in the vine. The work we really have to do is to rest in the goodness of God and the truth of who He says we are and what we can accomplish. So let's make that a point to do that today. Let's really work hard on just trusting God. Thank you for that word. That's a good word. We'll see you tomorrow. Know that we love you.
See you tomorrow.